the British gained control of Hong Kong, and during the Nanjing Accord, it was decided that for the next 150 years, the China is giving Hong Kong to lease on a lease to Britain, and that lease was expired in 1997. So after that, Hong Kong went back to China, but in fact, Hong Kong was entirely in a different system, so the China decided to adopt one country, two systems policy. And that's why Hong Kong and Macau both are semi-autonomous, they have their own currency, their own foreign policy, their own passport, but their government is appointed by China. And the same thing China is in fact proposing for Taiwan as well, that if some stage Taiwan wants to join back mainland China, then they will remain frontless. Another interesting thing is that if you are a Chinese living in mainland China, you can't freely go to Hong Kong. In fact, you can maximum visit Hong Kong for 7 days. Beyond that, you need to get a special permit to visit or stay in Hong Kong. And in the past, like 12 years ago, when I was living in Hong Kong, even if you are moving from one province of China to another province, you need a special permit. So whenever I remember that our bus stopped at a particular province, always at the checkpoints, the police check the permits of all the citizens. They move to the next province. But now I think it is no more that implementation. So you can freely move from one city to another city. The currency of China is yuan. Many of you wrote yen, which is Japanese currency. And anyone remembers the conversion rate between US dollars and Chinese yuan?
16 cents is a dollar.
Yeah, you can say. Or $1 is equivalent to 6.2 Chinese yuan. So you should remember in that way. Because once you give $1, you will get 6 Chinese yuan back. And interesting thing is that in China, even they have very small currency notes for cents or pennies. So for example, if once you go to China, you will see the like this size currency note for 25 pennies or 50 pennies. The population of China, to be very exact, is 1.35 billion people. So I considered 1.1 billion or 1.7 billion both as correct answers. Ethnic groups in China are 56 that Professor Liu mentioned in his presentation. And if you go to Wikipedia, you can find the details of those ethnic groups. Now, here I think there were only a few people who answered it correctly. In fact, if you have read the book, it also indicates that the popular spectator sports in China is football. However, the most participating sports is table tennis. So that's the difference. So football is the correct answer, which they call as soccer.
Okay, so that's what got me. I was thinking football is American.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, in fact, in Asia, football soccer is football. So anything which you play with your foot is football. So it's not American football, because although it's football, but you play with your hands.
Broaden your horizons.
So once you will be in China, football means soccer. And I purposely wrote football instead of soccer because you should be familiar with that terminology. The country which does not share border with China is Thailand. Now here again I got a lot of different answers, but all the other three countries, India, Pakistan and North Korea, they share borders with China. In fact, the city of Xinjiang, which is on the eastern side of China, that shares border with Pakistan and India. And then North Korea also has a border. Next question, everyone answered correctly. That's great. It's the year of snake. The current president of China is Hu Jintao. Thank you is Sheshe. Some of you answered Ni Hao, which is more like for greetings. So instead of saying hello whenever you meet with Chinese you will start with ni hao. And if you want to say how are you, it's ni hao ma. This one, the thing which is considered good luck, I think the most correct answer is lotus flower, but dragon is also correct. But panda is not the symbol of luck, although it's the national citizen animal of China. Now for question number 2, most of you answered correctly. For some of you, answers were very brief, and particularly if you did not specify the most transformative reasons, I have deducted 2 points. Same thing for question 3 and question 4. Now question 5, most of you answered it correctly, but you did not write your citation in the correct way. So basically, whenever you are writing the citation, it should be the name of the author, then the year when it was published. After that, you need to write the full name of the article, then the place where it was published, which may be a journal or conference proceedings, its volume number, issue number, and page number. So these things were missing in many of your responses. Like for this case, it was volume number 29, issue 3, page 56, and the name of the journal was Architectural Radicals. For this one, first one is true, and the rest of these answers are false. In fact, interdisciplinary research is which is between the similar disciplines. So if you are conducting a research which involves architecture and construction, then it is interdisciplinary. If it involves a research which involves computer science and construction, which are diverse disciplines, then it is called as intradisciplinary. So that's the difference. Applied research is focused on discovery of new theories, that is false. It is the pure research which is focused on discovery of new theories. Applied research means that you take a principle or theory from some other field and apply it in construction. Like for example, in construction, it's a concept which was originally developed in industrial engineering, and now many companies are using it for construction. So if you are doing research on lean construction, that is called as applied research. Similarly, if you are doing research on, let's say, business process re-engineering, quality assurance, these are all kinds of applied research. Qualitative research relies on hard data. This is false. Qualitative research relies on soft data, which means opinions, observations. Hard data means numbers. And if you are doing experimental research or research which is related with cost, scheduling, that is called as hard research or quantitative research. So most of you, as I was reading your literature review, are doing qualitative research. I think no one is doing any quantitative research. Last one, that's very important. It's not the responsibility of the major professor to proofread your report. So you have to proofread by yourself to make sure that there are no typos, there are no grammatical mistakes. Your major professor will basically facilitate you in the research process, make sure that you are on the right track and not doing any mistakes. But typically major professors don't read it word by word. So you need to do it by yourself. Any questions? Now plan for today is I'm going to provide you a copy of a sample proposal, and we will look at different sections and this. And basically, you will now start work on your proposal. In fact, in the quiz, highest score was 98, which James got.